Here we go again. More Space Engineers Survival. What we've got today up on top there is a full hydrogen thrustered, atmospheric miner. Very short range. What we're going to do real quick though is another thing that probably is happening to you if you're playing along. Is you got a collection of hand drills and grinders and rifles and whatever but you don't need anymore. So if you go into your assembler, in the inventory of your base, go to production, click on disassembling, click on this little angle grinder here, and then we can add grinders, drills, etc. to the disassembling queue. And unlike the production queue, it will not skip over. It will get stuck. So it's now disassembled all my regular grinders. Takes a second to find them. All the regular welders. And all the regular drills. Make sure you click back over to assembling so that when you come back here, you're not disassembling all your stuff. So that's how you disassemble stuff. Anyways, I'm going to talk a bit about atmospheric ships. They only use hydrogen thrusters. Control panel. So, to get going on your hydrogen ships a little faster once you've built them and managed to get them over to a connector, is you're going to go to your main hydrogen tank. And our main hydrogen tank on this one is only 62% filled. I don't know why. We're going to select all our hydrogen tanks. And we're going to click on stockpile. But we're going to show it on the main here first. So it's only 62% filled. But if we click on stockpile, it will pull from all the other hydrogen tanks connected to fill it up. Make sure you turn it back off or your hydrogen thrusters will not work. And we're going to do the same thing for these. And since once they're grouped like this, they don't show in bulk. They're just going to give it like a few seconds and turn it off. And check them. So they're all filled. Another thing that you can do on a ship like this that has no way to generate power itself is you go into your battery and you click over to recharge. Excuse me. So it is fully recharged. It's been sitting here for quite a while. But this will pull all the power that it possibly can without outputting anything. So currently this ship is dead. It has no power. It's only running off this one battery. So make sure you put it back in auto. So now that you're fully juiced up and have everything good to go, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Zoom in here. Now our hydrogen is going to go super quick. Way faster than our H2O2 generator can replenish it. We have four? We have three thrusters in each direction, except for this side where I derped out and added another one. Um, it is kind of underpowered, so you have to maneuver pretty slowly, which leads to even more hydrogen usage. So we're just going to dip down here. And this thing can, since it has thrusters in any direction, you can point it straight down if you want to. And we're just going to grab a wee bit of ice. We're not going to sit here all day. We can't sit here all day because we're already at 80% hydrogen. So this ship works on 2 drills, but I have added 2 more to speed up the process, because once you get here, you don't have a lot of time to be spending here. And we're going to get back in first person so we can keep it way more level. But you can see the battery will last quite a long time. 6 to 4 hours of operational time. Maybe 3 or 4 with all the drills running the whole time. But your main problem is hydrogen. Holding the whole ship up with hydrogen. So just that little trip to the lake and back is gonna basically put me at about half. So pure hydro thruster ships are possible, but in atmosphere it's really rough. But you don't have a lot of options for power outside of batteries, which are heavy. Hydrogen engines, which are super inefficient and are also heavy to carry around. So you end up with something like this, which is a super duper short range craft. So let's jump out and take a look at the beast. So basically what we have here is a cockpit, hydrogen tank, regular variety, a sideways mounted medium cargo container, a H2O2 gen connected to medium cargo container, and a battery, a single battery for power. Or maybe I think it's actually connected to the connector, and the connectors to the medium cargo container. But anyways, so as far as what's under the hood and how to get this thing as tight as possible so everything fits behind the drills, what you end up with, we can even take these two and these two off, resulting in a much lighter ship, is a string of conveyors and connectors, or conveyors, I'm sorry. So these should be conveyor tubes. There's a modded hydrogen tank. It's very small. It's almost not worth it. But a string of conveyors along the side. Pretty much all off this hydrogen tank here. That's pretty much the main part of the ship. So this string of conveyors allows the hydrogen to flow to all your thrusters and various other things, like we have a single gyro, an antenna to help keep track of this, because I've used these as fleet automatic miners, where you set up a job for them and they go out and mine. Programmable block that's required for the auto mining script. A ore detector, also used in the auto or the auto mining script, but it's nice to be able to see, ore when you're in a mining ship. So it's kind of a necessity. On the top we have a projector here to project an image of the ship to help repair it, because they tend to come back a bit banged up. Now, the auto miner script turns the ship dampeners off and uses only what it needs to maneuver and keep the ship upright. So it makes it, I don't know, I'd say 70% more efficient than like you piloting it with the dampeners on. So it is a viable option for an auto miner in atmosphere. It's very much not really a great option for self-piloted ships. But this is about as small as you can make them. You need some way to hold cargo. You kind of need the H2O2 gen to help refill the tank if you get it stranded. You could go without, but I don't recommend. And it also, if you're mining ice, it'll refill it on the go slowly or help counter the loss of. So it's kind of worth the wait. And a battery. You need some kind of power. And outside of a small reactor and uranium, which you don't have access to on a planet, you need some way to power the ship. So this runs completely off battery. We have some other things that are used for the automatic mining, a sensor, and a front-mounted camera. Yeah, front-mounted camera right there. But it has 3 thrusters in each direction. I said 3 thrusters in each direction. And this is so you can point it straight down. It doesn't matter which angle you're at. I guess it has... Wow. Is that 6 reverse? I might have gone a little overboard there. But it should have 3 in each direction. I just kind of whipped this together. But this is about as small as you can make it. It also kind of follows the rule of get your thrusters as far out, just like the wheelbase on a rover. You want the wheels wider and farther out than most of the things on the rover to increase the stability. So the farther out your thrusters are, the better the stability and flight characteristics of flying ships are. If you have a really wide and long ship and you mount all your thrusters along, like, so let's say the center line, like right here, when it tips over, it's going to want to stay tipped over, and it's going to want to travel in the tipped over direction as opposed to being easy to get back, to center, to level, right itself, so to speak. So some other features that really like to include on mining ships is half armor block skin on the top and sides. So something like this, and same, you can kind of see it on the sides here. I destroyed that side, but you can see it on the sides here, where you're bumping and grinding while you're actually mining. You do kind of collide into the ship a little bit here and there. So you want kind of skid plates along the edges of the ship so that while you are in the hole, you're not doing damage to your vital components. So I like to add that kind of stuff, but on this is about as small as you can make it, and I want to make it pretty darn light. Added some armor blocks here to protect the large or the medium cargo container, because when you're backing up, sometimes your camera gets messed up, you can't see, and last thing you want to lose is all your precious cargo. But thrusters, you want to mount them as far out as you can without them being the farthest out thing, so that when you do bump and grind, they don't take damage. So it's hard to do. It's a delicate balance. But a few armor plates here on the front. Wow, I just like obliterated that plate. Help with collisions and just kind of making it look a little better. We're going to go over one more thing, and then we're going to probably end this one. But that's these small conveyor sorters that you see here with this green arrow. Green, obviously, on the conveyor tubes here means they're turned on and working. Same thing with the conveyor sorter. The ejectors here that you can see with the white strip on them, when you turn them on and off, which they should be off. I don't know why they're on. Okay. I don't know why they're on, but they turn red when they're off and white when they're on. So conveyor sorters. What conveyor sorters do, let's detach here. We didn't fill up, but that's okay. I'm gonna just fly over here around this tree. What conveyor sorters on a mining ship allow you to do is, while you're mining, say you don't want anything except the pure ore or ice. As you can see, the ejectors and conveyor sorters working in conjunction to throw out all the stone. So I've turned them off now. You can see they've gone red. And when we turn them back on, it will start ejecting all the stone that we are mining so that we can get down to the good stuff and keep only the good stuff. So we're going to just kind of turn our drills off and park in this little hole we made for a second. In the hole, please. Thank you. If you are going to crash and you're going to take a collision, take it on the drills. You can fly home without drills. You can't fly home without thrusters. So we're just going to turn it off and let it sink into the hole it made for a second here. Sorters. So, small conveyor sorter. It's what is on here. There are two modes. It's whitelist and blacklist. Blacklist blocks all the things except the filter. Whitelist means only what you put in the filters will pass through. So the easiest way to do it is to put them on whitelist and add stone. And this will let only stone pass through these sorters. So you can use one sorter like so to feed multiple conveyors and ejectors. You can see I have 4 ejectors per side, but only one sorter. So this one sorter feeds all the ejectors, making it more efficient and easier to set up, because you have to manually set the whitelist on each sorter that you put on. So we've gone in here, we got whitelist stone. You can add other things like ice or whatever you don't want. But it's easier to unload the ship with a connector like this one down here on the bottom. And control panel. Throw out on, collect all on. For everything else. Just different ways to do it. You can even set up multiple sorters if you wanted to kind of sort your inventory mechanically. You could have them all over your base and a various set of conveyance and a system of sorters that would sort out components into different cargo boxes. It's possible. It's just a little more annoying. It's much easier to have a script do it. So the longer you make your ship, the less it likes to roll. And roll is like so. And this thing flies and should fly just fine in any direction, doesn't matter. So the shorter the ship, the stockier the ship, the better the roll characteristics usually are. But hydro thrusters in atmosphere, super inefficient. You just can't carry enough hydrogen to make them really do their job properly. And it's better, if you're doing like liftoff thrusters, it's better to use large thrusters versus lots and lots of small thrusters. Large thrusters are just a tiny bit more efficient on the amount of hydrogen that they consume. So that's about the smallest hydrogen-powered thruster atmosphere ship I could come up with. And it's functional. You throw 6 drills on the front of it and go to town. You just can't stay out too long. But that's about all I got for today. The hydro-only atmospheric ship. So if you watch this and all of this, thanks for watching.